People coming in now. Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. If you're looking for the Fluency demo at SMX Next, you are in the right place. Excellent. We're going to let everyone come in and filter in. Good. We got a great crowd today. Welcome, welcome. Again, this is the Fluency demo at SMX Next. So if that's what you're looking for, you are in the right place. Awesome. 25 people. Great. Even more. Welcome, welcome. Great. We're going to get started here in about 15 seconds or so. Again, this is the Fluency demo at SMX Next for those that are just joining. So excited to have you here. All right, we're going to go ahead and kick this off. Today, we're going to talk about how to save 90% more time on omni-channel advertising execution with the Fluency ad automation platform. My name is Mike TG. I'm lucky enough to serve as Fluency's VP of Growth. But in past lives in my career, I've also done a lot of SMB and enterprise level scaling. I've run a lot of operational teams. And it's funny, throughout my career, I've always kind of asked myself a question, and the question is, does it have to be this hard, right? Our jobs are complex. Our jobs have a lot going on in the digital marketing space. Not only the tasks we have to do, but just all of the extraneous things that go along with running really effective digital advertising at scale. Us at Fluency and me throughout my career have asked ourselves, in an ideal world, right, what would this look like? And so we started answering that question by saying, you know what, first step is we would want to make sure that we can harness and integrate data to drive the campaign success, right? And data doesn't have to be a scary word, right? I think a lot of people hear data and they think that it's something really complex. Honestly, half the time the data is what's on your other screen. It's the spreadsheet that's on your second screen as you're looking through and trying to make decisions. So how do we take that and really put it into the machine so that the machine can do some of that work for us? In an ideal world, we would also want to eliminate any risks that are inherent in manual ad operations, right? So this is overspend, underspend, compliance issues, et cetera. We also would want to decouple growth from headcount requirements, right? So that means that you don't have to hire yet another person if you want to put in a more complex strategy, or if more accounts sign on, or if you expand your internal team's marketing efforts. And table stakes, you have to be able to maintain full visibility into campaign performance and complete control over your strategy. So at Fluency, we've set out to build just that, and that's what we've been working on for the last 6 years. We want to give you guys the ability to launch, manage, and optimize unlimited campaigns with ultimate flexibility, and we pair that with world-class support, because we're all digital marketers on this side, right? We're all digital marketers that have the exact same, we've been through the same problems you have, and we just really built the tool that we would have wanted for our entire career. The whole point of this is to let you focus on your real value. I even had an agency of my own one, back in the day, and when a client, I never heard from a client, I never heard them say, yeah, but did you click around in my account a lot today? I never heard it, right? Because that's not what they're worried about. They're worried about the result. They want the full value, that strategic advice that you bring. So our whole hypothesis at Fluency is, why don't you focus on your value, right? What makes you most valuable to your clients? Let us work on automating the rest, right? So you don't have to think about those items. We have been very blessed, very lucky to have our clients' support as we went down this road, to the point where we are number 200 on the Inc. 5000 list this year. Very proud of that. Proud of the entire team for getting us there. Also number 76 on the Deloitte Fast 500 in technology. And really the stats on the screen are why, right? We have a bunch of great client partners that all experience some sort of time savings, right? Either launching accounts or less time on budget management, et cetera. And again, the world-class support for those folks as well. So how do we do it? That is what you are all here, hopefully, to learn today. So I'm going to launch ourselves into the tool and give you guys kind of an overview. I'm going to call this the tour of time savings. This is all the features that our partners find really, really valuable when we are, onboarding them or helping them kind of sort their digital ad operations out and just reach a new level of automation that they weren't at previously. Let me take you through the platform first. This is a very robust, big platform. They gave me the wonderful job of trying to sum it up in about 20, 25 minutes here with some questions. But realistically, we've got some big parts of this platform, a dashboard to make sure that you have all of the information at your fingertips. I love this, very customizable, widget-based, all these things that come out of the box, filtering for all of your accounts, et cetera. I got to tell you, though, my favorite, it was always a pain to go find the data that was behind the report. I can actually just switch this little button and I've got the data right there. I download it, I'm off to the races, right? So Love that feature. Our dashboard's really handy, usually the first stop for most of our partners. After that, we'll move into the managed platform, or the managed part of the platform. So this is going to feel like home for a lot of digital marketers, right? We've got our accounts on the left and a wall of numbers in front of us. The difference here is that everything that you own, right, your entire portfolio can be put into this screen. You'll notice we have these partners here connecting to different networks that we're connected with, the stats that are aggregated from those different networks, and a lot of other really powerful functionality. We'll come back to this screen and explore that on our tour of time savings here. After that, we'll run into our notification screen. This notification screen is fantastic. This is the nerve center. This is command central for our clients. They come in here and we really flip the paradigm on its head, right? No need to check a bunch of healthy campaigns all the time anymore. I'm going to show you how you can just check the 10% that actually need your help that day and really get some focus time for you and your team. To that end, also, we've got to make sure the system understands what KPIs you're chasing. So we'll also look over the performance bounds feature and show you how you never have to manually calculate a KPI again, right? Never have to pull a report and put it through. We're just going to build it into the system for you, save you a lot of time that way as well. Another really popular feature that we're going to go through is our Data Explorer. So I love this one because how many times do we get a call from somebody that says, hey, I need a report really quick. What was our CPC over the last 3 months on all channels? That's kind of tough to pull until now. So I'm going to show you how we do that as well. And then if we have some time at the end, we're going to jump into our blueprints functionality. This guy's insanely powerful functionality here. You can actually tie, you remember that spreadsheet that's always up on your second screen? You can actually tie that in to this system and have the system make decisions that usually you would have to make. The system will make them for you, right? Based on that data. And we'll show you a little bit about how that works. Great. Okay. So we're going to jump into it here. I'm going to start here and we're going to figure out our first way we can save some time right off the bat. So here's the situation. I'm an advertising strategist. I'm working right next to you on the team, except I've got a client that calls and says, hey, I need you to, what's going on with my account? Are we good? Are we healthy? Or maybe this is a member of your sales team or anyone else who has interest in the account. Usually that would require me going and pulling a bunch of reports, putting it together, doing some analysis. Not anymore. I click one button, I get the message of the day for that account. And this changes every day depending on what's happening within the account. So it'll give me, hey, conversions are up, clicks are up, anything changing at the stores, right? This is what happened last month. And then this emerging trends is really powerful. It talks about upcoming, look at that, we already have this, should be planning for any Thanksgiving Day specials, right? So it tells you what you might need to talk with your client about, as well as current trends that are happening right now, right? Reflected the last month. So bam, already off to the races. I have saved a ton of time because I don't have to go pull a bunch of reports. I can literally copy paste this, send this off to the person that needs the information, and I'm moving. Now, let's go save some more time, right? So now it's a little bit in the day. I've finished my cup of coffee. I didn't have to deal with that. Message of the day saved me there. But I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a personal anecdote here and something that I've just never been good at over my entire career in digital advertising. And that is writing ad copy. I don't know why. I've just never enjoyed it, never been super good at it. Well, I don't have to do that anymore, which is really, really, really awesome. So I'm going to go in here. I'm navigating now live through a campaign into the ads. And instead of having to write this from scratch, because let's be honest, staring at a blank sheet of paper is like the biggest way to burn 30 minutes of time. I can do it for hours, right? Nothing comes up in my head. Not anymore. Now I can just come in here. Maybe I want to build a responsive search ad. And there's no reason for me to have to come up with a blank sheet of paper because now I've got this little get AI suggestions button. So I literally hit this. It calls out to ChatGPT. It understands the ad group, the campaign, the account that I'm in, and suggest relevant ad copy for that. So now I'm just an editor. I don't have to write anything. I just select some. I go to my descriptions. Surprise, surprise. I'm actually not any better at writing descriptions than I am at writing headlines. And I don't have to do that anymore either, right? I can just come in here and pick this, right? Boom. Now I've got my descriptions. Save, and I'm off to the races. Huge time saver, guys, to be able to create ad copy on the fly without having to waste your time looking at a blank sheet of paper. And guess what? If you're not like me and you're actually really good at creating ad copy, amazing. Generate a bunch of different versions for yourself, right? To think through and to really look and decide and become the best editor of ad copy you've ever been. But there's no reason for us to have to do this from scratch anymore. So let's save some time there as well. Awesome. Now, I want to take us back into the managed screen. Let's talk about budgets for a minute, because I don't know about you. Great question. Can't wait to tackle that at the end. We've actually got, no real issues with it. It's really cool, actually. They've been able to really control the prompts that we're sending over to create really good ad copy. Great question. We'll dive into that a little more at the end. Within that budgeting, right? I know, and and we all know that budgeting takes a ton of time. each month, right? It's probably half the job, half the time. So I'm going to click back into my account. I'm going to go into the budgets where I'm at here. And I'm going to create new budget. Now, since we're at the Search Marketing Expo, it's probably relevant and good that I pick a search campaign to show you, but we do have other types, right? YouTube, Facebook, Amazon ads, a bunch of different kinds of channels that we're connected to. So I can click here on search. I've got some of my basic settings, right? I've got the budget name, monthly versus flighted budgets. I can set start and end dates. But let me show you where it gets really fun. So if I come down here to this pacing tab, I can now control, I turn into a strategic media buyer, right away. I'm telling the machine how I want the money spent. And so these are a bunch of different algorithms that we've created. We have even pacing. Obviously, that's a very popular option still. But there's a bunch of other ones to try and see if you can get a little more performance for your clients or your internal stakeholders. Strong start and strong finish are great. Keep you on all month, but focus the budget on the beginning or the end. Really handy to line up with traditional advertising in some industries, or when they're doing the rest of their traditional weekends and weekdays. We even had one come in from a client. They asked for front-loaded business week. They wanted to spend most of the money Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I don't even know why they wanted that, but who cares, right? If that's the most effective strategy, let's build it and let's make sure the machine is running it, not all of us. I personally love this one though, metric-based. All I have to do is click conversions. I tell the machine, hey, go figure out for me when I'm going to get the best conversions, maybe at a specific goal. That's all I have to do, right? The machine is going to figure out, the Fluency platform is going to figure out when the best time. And if that's Thursday nights, Friday mornings, and Saturday afternoons, great. They're going to guide budget out and make sure that we're spending on those days to get the best conversion possible. That's all good and fine. I'm going to turn that back to even and go to another amazing time savings. How many times have we been asked to do cross-channel optimization or make sure that we're doing budget recommendations, right? Really for all of our campaigns and accounts. What's amazing is that we don't actually have to do that so much anymore. What you can do instead is just turn on this allow reallocation button. This is awesome. This allows Fluency, if I flip this on, to automatically shift up to 20% of my budget around either for me. And again, there's two flavors. We can send you a notification and you can approve it. That's how a lot of our partners start. But eventually they say, you know what, this is pretty good and this is working really well. Can you just automate this for me? Absolutely, right? You can automate this and turn it on. We can transfer budgets between campaigns within the same channel. So maybe you have a bunch of campaigns on Google that are representing your services. Then you also have branding campaigns. We can set it up to where it'll give you recommendations between those two. Or if you want recommendations between Google, Facebook, and any other platforms, right? We can do that as well, which is really, really exciting. Perfect. Past that, let's go back and look at something else under the pacing. So that gets the money out. Let's talk about how we can, what some of the capabilities we have to help in an underspend situation. So here I can tell the Fluency system that when I'm in an underspend situation, give me a 5% bid adjustment and increase the geo radius automatically for me without me having to do anything, right? These are my rules. These are my mitigation attempts at making sure we don't underspend. Now, here's the coolest part, guys, because I know a question that just popped up in a lot of your minds is, wait a minute, so you're just saying you're going to increase geo radius and bid adjustment forever? That doesn't sound very good. No, we actually do it much better than that. What we do is while the account is in an underspend situation, yes, we will bump out the radius or increase the bid adjustment or relax ad schedules or any of these other settings that you choose. But when we get into a month where you're spending just fine and we're projected to reach budget, we actually start walking those back, right? So we'll start decreasing the geo radius, we'll start decreasing the bid adjustment to get you back to where you started. So totally optional, but a lot of our partners love that because if you handle overspend and you handle underspend, you've pretty much handled budgeting. Again, this makes you you and your team strategic media buyers, where now your thought is not, do I need to increase this campaign's budget by $10? Your thought is, are we effectively spending the money across all channels, right? That's a really nice place to be, and it's a lot more valuable to your clients as well. Great. I mentioned something within that budgeting that we could push that to you in a notification. Let's go spend some time in our notifications tab. So this guy's, again, command central for your accounts. And what we've done here is really kind of flip the paradigm on its head. If you're like most of the teams that I've been on or run in the past, you know that you've got your daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly checks that you have to do. You have all your, items that you need to make sure that the accounts are healthy. What we've done here is to say, why doesn't the machine just look at that for you, right? Why doesn't Fluency monitor all of your accounts? Because let's be honest, 90% of your accounts are usually fine, right? They're usually healthy, they're spending well, they're already optimized. It's usually that 5 to 10% that might need some attention. So what we say is don't worry about looking and trying to find those 5 to 10% each day. Let us do that for you, right? Let the software do that for you. So to that end, we pull in all the notifications from the different channels that we're connected to for you. So no need to go into those channels anymore. Most Fluency partners just don't go into, Google, Meta, Microsoft, any of those at all. But we also add something else. We've put some business layers on top of this. This is a great example. Ad copy compliance concerns. This is something that where you can put in for either brand or legal compliance, whatever watchwords that you either want to stay away from or ensure go through. And we'll watch it for you, right? That's not something that's available in the publisher, but we do know that it's part of, being a digital marketer, which is why we built that feature. Lots of other stuff in here, disapproved ads, missing geo targets, out of country spend. Again, the whole idea is that the system can monitor all of this for you. There's no reason to do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly checks anymore. Define it. Again, we're trying to make everyone a little more strategic, right? Define what success looks like and let the system handle it from there. The other thing I love about our notifications feature is I can literally get to work right away. I just hit start resolving, and from the notification screen, I'm getting explanations of what's going on with these accounts, priority levels. In some of them, I can do a one-button fix, right? This one in particular is just talking about a discrepancy between the overall approved budget for the account and how much I've actually got assigned out to campaigns. So I can just hit a one-button fix and fix it in the system, or I can open our budget tools. This is saying, hey, you don't have any budgets that we can distribute extra funds to, but if I did, that would show up here, right? We can do a lot of work from inside this itself. Or I say, you know what? I've got to meet with the team later. I need their input. I'm going to skip this one and go on to the next one. So really powerful inside of our notifications. But I'm going to add one more thing to it, and that's our performance bounds. So the other thing that can push into notifications is our performance bounds feature. This is super powerful. This is you telling the Fluency system what success looks like on a KPI by KPI basis, right? So what I've got set up here as my first performance bound is a pacing KPI. What I'm telling the system is between 99 and 100%, I am happy. Color that green, right? As we start to move out to these other buckets, though, I want different, various levels of yellow and red to make sure I know what needs my attention. The great part is I set up more of these, and we have, performance bounds set up for any of these, cost per conversion, CPCs, CPMs, all of those kind of, regular KPIs that you're watching. But I can come in here and define success for myself. Between $30 and $35, I'm happy. If it's over 40, I'm not. And if it's over 50, we really need to do something about that. What's great is this color coding starts going out into other parts of the system. So two things will come out. You'll get notifications saying, hey, we've noticed that this campaign or this account's above your CPL target. You should probably take a look. So you get notified there. And then it'll also color that red on the manage screen, right? So it literally visually helps you understand exactly the map of what's happening inside of your accounts and where you and your team need to put attention. Awesome. Let's go back to the manage screen here real quick. Now, we have a philosophy at Fluency, and our entire business is built on the model that says we're trying to reduce as many of these clicks as possible, right? Let's do as much work at the strategic level as we can and automate the stuff that's being clicked on. There is no exception if the clicks are happening in Google, Facebook, or in the Fluency platform itself. So let me show you a couple of ways where you don't even have to do a lot of clicks in the Fluency platform. We've got a philosophy that says if you have to do it for one account, it should take no more clicks to do that for 10 accounts or 100 accounts or even 1,000 accounts, right? It should be approximately the same click path to put that into place. So if we remember allow reallocation, right? Maybe this is now Wednesday, right? We were doing all that analysis on Monday. On Wednesday, I say, wow, this allow reallocation is working really, really well. But man, I don't want to go clicking all these screens and change budgets one by one. No need to do that. I've got a bulk budget worksheet here that I can pull in all of my budgets immediately. So I'm dealing with 40 different budgets across Facebook, across YouTube, Google, you name it. I've got all of these different budgets, and I can select them all and literally scroll over here and say, you know what? Allow reallocation is my favorite feature. It's the one for me. I'm going to go ahead and change all. And look at that. Not even 30 seconds later, while I'm presenting to you guys, I've adjusted 30 different budgets, a setting on them very quickly, right? You see this all over Fluency. We do not want you to have to click around a lot in the publishers or in our platform, right? Here's another great one. I love this one. Ready? So let's say we just launched a bunch of accounts, and we know for whatever reason, there's going to be a bunch of disapproved ads that come back. Not because anything's actually wrong, but because Google and Facebook and Microsoft just disapprove stuff sometimes. No big deal anymore. Here's what I can do. Let's say I created a bunch of branding campaigns. I can come into the accounts that I'm working with. This is what the numbers are on the left here. I can add a filter and say, you know what? let's do a campaign name that contains brand, because I know that I named all that in my naming convention. Great. It immediately updates with what, with all the new campaigns I'm dealing with. And then I've got a bunch of different options here. There's a bunch of account stuff I can do, pausing, unpausing, scheduling, budgets to go live or off, et cetera. There's tons of different features here. This is the one I really like, though. I'm just going to go into creative and choose resubmit to partners. And then, oh, by the way, because I'm a super efficient digital marketer with Fluency, I can now schedule it. And I can say, you know what? I launched my branding campaigns today. Why don't you go ahead and resubmit all ads to partners 1 o'clock in the morning on November 16th? Oh, great. Thanks. It's been scheduled. Excellent. I'm done. I'm out. That's it, guys. You can set this kind of stuff up to resubmit, to take care of basically all the actions that you would have had to take care of. We don't believe in people logging in on a Saturday or a Sunday, right? You should be able to schedule those actions. Again, the hard part should be figuring out what to do, right? What the right thing to do is strategically. It should not be hard to schedule that out, and make it happen with you in the accounts. Great. A couple more things to cover. I'm going to go into Data Explorer. I love this one because I can't tell you how many times I've had to scramble myself or seen my team scramble when all of a sudden someone comes down. Hey, what was the cost per conversion across all partners, across all accounts for the last 3 months? Oh, and by the way, I need it in 5 minutes. I'm headed into a meeting, right? We've all heard some version of that. Here's what's great. Normally, that takes a long time to pull, right? Especially cross-channel. Oh my gosh, now you got to line up columns, and there's a lot of work to do there. Here, though, if the boss calls me and she tells me, hey, I just need cost, clicks, impressions, conversions, I'll just turn off all these other ones, and I say, oh yeah, what was it you needed to? Oh, broken down by the partner? Sure, and then I hit apply. Now, in an ideal world, this data, oops, already done. Sorry, I was going to say something about it becoming fast to you, but we're already done. We've already crunched all the numbers. You can literally download this and send this. No more do you have to go digging through reports and do a bunch of Excel work just to get a simple answer, right? Data Explorer puts all of your advertising data directly at your fingertips, the ability to slice, dice on ad networks, different metrics, et cetera, and to do it very, very quickly. Great. Let's do 1 or 2 more features here before we take some questions. I'm going to show you my next favorite one. I call this the Friday night saver, right? This is the morale booster on your teams. How many times have we got the call from the client Friday at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right? We've got a happy hour planned. We're like basically already there. And they're like, hey, totally forgot to tell you, we have this thing going on this weekend. Can you change all of our ads for us? And it sounds so simple to them, but what they don't realize is happy hour is not going to happen anymore, right? And I'm probably working a little bit on Saturday. Not anymore. What I can do now is set up a broadcast message to say, maybe you have, something special happening this weekend. Great. I probably went over my limit. Yep, it's going to tell me I went over. All right, something special this weekend. Let's adjust that. Told you I wasn't good at writing ad copy. Now that one works. Now I can come in and go, great. Headline 1, here we are. I can come in and do the same kind of filters that I might want to do on my other ones. Okay, campaigns affect brand. And oh, by the way, I just want to pin this to headline 1 for the weekend. Literally, that's all they asked for. So, all right, what's coming up? The 18th, I'm going to put that on Saturday, and then I'm going to put this in on 19. It needs to come down. Guys, I'm done. Within 60 seconds while talking to you, I've now scheduled, and this filter, by the way, can change thousands of ads. Literally, there's no limit to how many ads. You can use it on 10 ads if you want. You can use it on 100. You can use it on 1,000. But what's going to happen with these settings is my message is going to go up in headline 1, and it's all going to go up on Saturday morning, and it's all going to come down on Sunday afternoon. So I literally, not only am I making happy hour, I'm also coming to work. I'm not working Saturday, and I'm coming in on Monday knowing that it's already cleaned up, right? Already ready to go. So again, another way we can save a lot of time. The last piece, and unfortunately we were running short on time. I want to make sure we do plenty of time for questions, but this is really half the functionality in Fluency. This is called our blueprints functionality. You can think about it as a blueprint the same way you would as a house, right? It tells you how to build the campaigns. But here's what's great about our blueprints that don't apply to real blueprints. Our blueprints will also manage the changes for you, right? So you remember we talked about that spreadsheet that's always on your other screen as you're building and launching campaigns? Well, I can tell you that we feed that into the system, and you tell the system in here strategically the kind of setup you want, right? You tell them, hey, for geo-targeting, we're going to do a drive time plus 30 around all the locations, or we're going to upload dynamic targeting based on a data file. And if it changes, guess what? I don't want to change any of my campaigns. I want the system to pick that change up and push it out for me. Last feature we'll show here, we call this a valid when. This is super powerful. You can tie this to real world business data and turn campaigns on and off depending on what is going on in your business data. A couple examples in automotive. This is really popular for, if you have X number of vehicles left on the lot and you want to turn on or off campaigns. So any industry with inventory, it works really well for. We've also got some multifamily clients that tie occupancy into this, into these campaigns. So they say, hey, if we're good and our multifamily, our properties are full, there's no reason for us maybe to have a Facebook campaign. Maybe we just want the search on. Guys, this unlocks unlimited strategy. This is literally like Lego blocks. Build it how you want to build it in the most effective and strategic way for you. I'm going to stop there. One thing I will tell you is that, this is very much Fluency. We try to make sure is fits around you and fits around your business. There's a lot of questions that we won't be able to get to, obviously, on this, but I will tell you, highly encourage you to, put down some time on our calendars, right? Pull out your phone, scan the QR code. It'll take you to our meeting link. No pressure. Again, we're all just a bunch of digital marketers over here helping digital marketers do better. Would love to take you through the platform. We'll have people that can do that for you, and then talk about your specific use cases. The stuff we've talked about today, I hope makes a lot of sense to you, and you can see how that would work. Obviously, your situation is unique. Your situation is complex. We'd love to chat with you about that. Great. We're going to do a few questions I've got here. Can I pull in monthly budget rollover for underspend? Yeah, this is what's great. You can also control next month. You control this month, next month. You can have budget sheets that tie in for the next 6 months if you want. I mean, there's all sorts of different ways we give you to control budgeting. Because again, we found that a lot of the stress points are at like the turn of the month, right? Or something changing. And so we've built a lot of tools to make sure that you don't have to do that anymore. So if it's recalculating over or underspend and set next month's budget, very easily. All right, this next question looks like it's about 3 in 1. So actually, Mackenzie will take this one. We don't have any retail. We don't have a lot of retail media. We're very focused on, and I think I saw another question about DSPs come in. So we're very focused on the Google universe, the Meta universe, Microsoft search ads. We've got a connection with Pinterest. DSP is coming next year. So you'll be able to access 99+% of inventory on the internet from a programmatic perspective using the same tools that you saw today, so that we can, help you save time on your programmatic teams as well. So hopefully that answers that question. Perfect. Another one here, similar capabilities as Google Ads Editor. Guys, my one claim to fame was I was a Google Ads Editor ninja. There wasn't anything I couldn't do in Google Ads Editor with some Excel. This is similar in concept, except it's way more powerful, way more robust. It can be checked to make sure that it's safe. And something that Google Ads Editor can't do for you is on an ongoing basis, right? To continue to optimize your campaigns and find management issues and things like that. So does it have similar capabilities as Google Ads Editor? Yes, but I would say, and this is as a former Google Ads Editor ninja, I would say it's probably 10x the capabilities of something like that because of ongoing management, launch capabilities, dynamic data, et cetera. How often does budgeting system run on accounts? Excellent. This is one of my favorite ones. So our budgeting system runs every hour throughout the month. It doesn't always make a change. And when it does make a change, it makes a gentle change, right? It doesn't make a change that's going to throw all your budgeting or spend off. It makes gentle changes. So it's an hour every single, 24/7, except for the last 7 days of the month. The last 7 days of the month, we start checking it every 30 minutes. One of my favorite emails to get at the company is our live pacing every morning. Everyone in the company gets a pacing report across all of our portfolio. And I'm always amazed at just how close it is. Really, really incredible. Is it available in Europe? Yes, we've actually got clients in Europe right now using this platform. Is it a fast or slow system? Very fast system. So we've got a ton of modern architecture. Guys, I could geek out with you for probably another 20 minutes just talking about how our engineers, like I've heard some of these discussions, it's incredible. They're getting excited about shaving milliseconds off of load time, right? You saw how fast Data Explorer loaded. That's a ton of data to pipe in and slice up. And it's very, very quick. So yes, available in Europe. It's a very fast, modern system, modern architecture. Great. Let's see if we have time for one more question here. Give me 1 sec. Excellent. I'm scrolling to find a good one. Good question. Do you have to automate? Okay, great. So I think this question is like, do you have to automate everything? So no, we're big fans of what we call human in the loop, right? So we always give you the option. Never will you press a button and Fluency just takes over. It can do that if you want it to. If you have gotten the place and all your settings to a good place and you feel good about the automation, then yeah, we can absolutely automate it. But we don't have to ever, right? If you always want to make sure there's a human at the end who says, yes, click, yep, I approve this. We think that's a great idea as well. A lot of our client partners are having a lot of success with that as well. Guys, so sorry. I think there were a few other questions I wasn't able to get to. Hopefully I answered as many as possible. Again, pull out your phones, grab this QR link. Even if you're not sure you want to book one right now, have it up for later. Highly recommend. We really appreciate you joining this Fluency at SMX, and we'll hope to see you next time. Thanks so much.